So, now that they're trapped on the Earth, they have many solutions before them, and they each end up taking a different side. So, Guardian, he wants to basically reduce the shield and all that's keeping them there and make it vanish. Now, he realizes that this protection, what it works on is it's their own energies, because everybody lets off energy, and their energy that they let off is based off of what they're thinking, how they're acting, and everything of the sort. So, being that everyone's energy is different, it's what is creating a constant flow of this force field, because in multiple different directions and overall protecting the entire planet from anybody leaving. So his theory is you can get every single living thing that is radiating off enough amount of energy to think the same way and act the exact same way, then all the energy will flow in one direction, and that will then push this very flimsy shield into one center point on one end of the world and leave, and then this would leave a hole on the other end that they could just use magic to get right out of. Ta-da! The save. Now, since everyone can't think the same way and act the same way, he told Destiny to command them to, and anybody who refused to listen or resisted would be killed on the spot. That way there was no reverse energy. Now, if too many people died, there wouldn't be enough energy to make a big enough hole for them to get out of on the other side. So, that's why they needed to use Destiny's ability to command everything. Well, Destiny doesn't want to kill anybody. So, the guy who's thought to be good, the Guardian dude, he just said, let's kill everybody. In a nutshell. So, maybe he's not so good. And so then, Destiny, he wants to find the soul of the planet that, him and his comrades talked about several months before, and destroy the soul. Now, Prophet told him he can't do that because the soul is very corrupting. It's kind of like, I bet you as a kid how I thought was from the Ring, from Lord of the Rings, how it corrupted the soul. So it probably literally got it from that, but it does essentially the same thing. It corrupts the user, but how this one does is it attaches little unseen tubes on you that will start absorbing your energy and sharing it with the earth, so you and the earth become one. The more tubes you have, the harder it is to resist the will of the earth. And so the idea to destroy the orb, you end up becoming the orb's slave. So, but Guardian said that he could resist that, and that was the only option. And so then Prophet says, why don't we just do what the earth wants and study magic from scratch, which this is coming from the Prophet now, who didn't want to study the magic, just wanted to create spells out of random. And he's like, let's just study it from scratch and build and then learn how to make machines to fly out of here. And that way we're not using magical means to leave, and once we leave, we can destroy the planet from the outside. Well, Guardian said that would just be giving into what the planet wants, and how can we guarantee that we can destroy it on the outside when we can't even destroy it on the inside? So, and he also says, and besides that, not a single person that's with them knows anything about technology, so they might as well be cavemen, since they're all soldiers and displaced people that got houses destroyed. None of them knows the first thing about sustaining life of any sort. So for such an advanced civilization on this planet, they were just as good as cavemen. And so this started a feud. So, Guardian and Destiny quickly went at war with each other, while Prophet kind of played the pacifist, which is all irony. And he then realizes that, the Earth has energy and can kind of retaliate, so he goes off and creates measuring devices all over all over the continent with his followers, and then he sets them up in colonies, and he tells them don't use magic. They'd have 1%
Music who became the gods, and everyone else was not allowed to use magic because they needed to find non-magical means to escape, so they had to go learn how to be self-sufficient without magic. So, then about 100 so years into this bloodshed, they end up on this big, huge, round battlefield, which was supposed to be the tournament grounds, that is designed to absorb magic. That way magic doesn't destroy the world. And that was the entire power source behind the planet. And the planet, after 100 years of seeing them all fighting like this, got really angry and said that anybody who didn't follow Prophet's lead would be destroyed. And so, Prophet, not wanting everyone to get destroyed, especially his own son, went to the center of this battlefield where everyone was, and took death.
What? We have to boss battlefield. We don't. This is the safest place to fight. That way, we don't, destroy the atmosphere, destroy anything that could sustain life in this bloodshed. And Guardian was about to object, but then since he's able to see into a few seconds into the future, his face went pale and he told everyone to run. So Destiny, realizing what was going on, realizing that something bad was going to happen, decided to run as well. And like a few seconds later, Prophet starts to make the Earth around them start to rotate. And as it's rotating fast, it's lifting up out of the water and getting higher and higher and higher, and then he's floating in the middle of the air with this big, huge, massive amount of rock above his head, and the ocean below him, which is drastically sinking, filling in. So more of the other land masses are showing up because because the equivalent of the Pacific Ocean, this big, huge, round mass that was in there is no longer there, and so he throws this mass, which is designed to absorb energy, to outer space. It, because it is made out of magic, it starts to be attacked by the a force field, but since it's so big and going so fast, cannot be evacuated, so it just gets chunks taken out of it, and some of the chunks start raining down back on Earth, but most of it doesn't, so it slows down the speed in which it's leaving, and this is what creates the moon for the Earth, is the mass being thrown out into outer space. So the Earth pulls on the moon and the moon pulls on the Earth, and that's because of the connection they have with the force field, that interaction.